Welcome everyone back to the channel, and today we got an interesting one for you. Thrawn was an excellent commander with his years in the Empire. So what would happen if he was involved in the Battle of Endor? Would the Rebel Alliance still have won? How would the Emperor and him strategize this battle? All of this will be answered here shortly. As always, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to never miss a video as we go over weekly Star Wars content here on Star Wars Base. Now let's get back to the fan fiction. Thrawn is known for his tactical genius and being able to predict his enemies' moves before they actually make them. His achievement soon made its way to the Emperor as he needed Thrawn's tactical geniusness to trap the Rebel Alliance from escaping for the final battle against the Empire and the Rebellion, leaving such a significant blow to the Rebel Alliance that all their allies and the remaining systems would fall back to Imperial control. The Emperor tells Thrawn, "This will be the final story for the rebellion." Thrawn tells the Emperor, "We need the rebels to think they can beat us. By giving them the information they need about this battle station, they will think they will have the upper hand, when exactly they will be falling right into our trap. Also, we should tell them that the battle station isn't fully operational to make them think that they're catching us by surprise." The Emperor tells Thrawn to wait by the fleet. Once they find out this battle station is fully operational, your forces will move in to cut off any escape point. None shall survive. Thrawn replies, "Yes. Soon the rebels will be destroyed, and you will have Skywalker by your side." Thrawn walks out of the room, heading over to the command ship to await further orders. As Thrawn is leaving to go to his ship, he sees Lord Vader. Thrawn has known for a while now who indeed was underneath that suit. By analyzing Vader's flying techniques, he was able to conclude that this must be the same Jedi Knight from the Clone Wars, being Anakin Skywalker, as he must still be alive. No one in the Order flew with such recklessness like Anakin, always getting himself nearly killed, but somehow prevail as one of the greatest generals during the Clone Wars. Thrawn knew if he ever revealed this information that Lord Vader would not hesitate to kill Thrawn, as he saw what Vader could do, corrupted by the dark side of the Force. Thrawn back at his ship, he strategizes with the other officers on the orders from the Emperor. It wasn't much longer till Thrawn would receive word from Captain Pellaeon that the rebels have received the data plans to the Death Star and to the shield generators on the forest moon of Endor. Thrawn, pleased to hear this information, commands Pellaeon to burn down the forest surrounding the shield generators. "Kill anything that gets in your way. I do not want the rebels to find a secret path to get to the base." Captain Pellaeon acknowledges the orders and walks away. Thrawn sees the vessel carrying the rebel soldiers as they sneak onto the planet. The plans are in motion. Thrawn tells Captain Pellaeon to prepare the troops guarding the shield generators as the rebels have arrived. Captain Pellaeon asks if they want the troopers to attack as soon as they land. Thrawn responds with, "We need to remove Skywalker from the battlefield, as I do not want the Emperor's prized possession to be killed. Let them think that they have the advantage, and then we will make our move. Have our scout team monitor the rebels' movements, and if anything changes, notify me immediately." Another officer notified Thrawn that the rebel fleet, including several Mon Calamari cruisers, including Admiral Akbar's flagship, the Home One, had just jumped into hyperspace and would be here in the next couple of hours. "Excellent," Thrawn said, as they pulled up a map with the Death Star and the Imperial fleet awaiting for the rebels. On the ground, Han, Leia, and Luke know that all access points to the shield generator have been cut off, as without the Force to cover them, it would be difficult to make it to the shield generator without being detected. Han says we need speeder bikes to make it to the shield generator as quickly as possible. Once then, we will place the detonators around the base to blow up and deactivate the shield generator. Luke says that the shield generator, once they know our presence, will be heavily guarded. Leia says that Admiral Akbar has transports ready with backup once we make it towards the base. That night, Luke is still troubled that he could feel Vader's presence ever since being on this planet. Leia tries to comfort him. Luke reveals to Leia that Vader is not only his father, but hers as well. Leia, shocked by this news, understands why Luke has to go now. As Luke leaves, Leia sees her brother for possibly the last time before he leaves to go on his mission. Han is there to comfort Leia as he tells Leia that they have found a small base not too far away from the shield generator where they can steal some speeder bikes and be back at camp before sunrise. He continues that him and Chewie will take a small squadron of rebels to steal as many speeder bikes as possible for tomorrow's attack. Han asked Leia to guard the camp until they return. It wasn't long after Han and Chewie left, they see that the base is not heavily guarded. They move quickly to not sound any alarms. They steal as many speeder bikes as they can and bring them back to the camp. Captain Pellaeon tells Thrawn that they have news from the scout team. It appears that the rebels have acquired speeder bikes from a nearby base. Thrawn, with a smile on his face, says that they are falling right into his trap. I made sure those speeder bikes only had enough fuel to get to the base. Once there, they can't escape. Thank you for your report, Captain. Soon after, the rebel fleet had arrived, as they are led by Lando Calrissian in the Millennium Falcon. As the fleet gets closer and closer to the Death Star, Lando's scans can see that the shield generators are still operational. The Emperor's plans are going according to plan. Admiral Akbar commands the transports to leave as the fighters will protect them to make it down to the surface. Thrawn sees the transports leave as he wonders when will the Emperor command him to engage. Han and Leia see the cruisers from above and tells the soldiers to get ready as they are about to leave to go to the shield generators. Thrawn sees that the Emperor is not taking command of the situation, as all he had cared about was getting Skywalker. Thrawn decides to engage before more transports leave to make it down to the surface as the Imperial fleet moves into position. He can see that the Death Star blasts as it hits one of the Mon Calamari cruisers. Thrawn tells the Imperial fleet to trap them inside and let none escape. Thrawn sees his target as a medical frigate had soon reached his cruiser. He commands a full firing power against the medical frigate. With the full firepower of the Imperial fleet, the medical frigate gets destroyed. Lando commands the rebel fleet to engage the Star Destroyers head on until the shields go down. On the ground, the rebels are getting closer and closer to the shield generators until they run into firepower from all areas as it slows down their pace. Many speeders are shot down in this process. Han tells Leia to take a few speeders to go left and Chewie and him will go right. Hopefully this will break up the firepower and cause a diversion. They finally reach the base, but have sustained many casualties along the way. It seems like all hope is lost until the transports finally arrive with backup. As many X-Wings begin shooting the AT-STs from above, Han and Chewie begin shooting at Imperial troops trying to take cover from the X-Wings. Leia and her squadron make it to the base as Han and her reunite. Han tells Leia to grab half the detonators to surround the base, and he'll take the other half and we'll meet back. Once they have placed all the detonators, they will hop back onto the speeders to get far away from the blast. The Rebel fleet is getting picked off one by one as they stand no chance between the firepower of the Imperial fleet and the Death Star. Thrawn sees on the map as his next target will be the command ship of none other than Admiral Akbar's. Their two ships fire shot after shot, both of their shields taking severe damages. Admiral Akbar's cruiser takes a blow to one of the engines and decides to disengage from the attack. Han and Leia have deployed all the detonators around the base and move towards the speeders. As soon as they get onto the speeders for some reason stop moving. Now that they are just setting ducks in an open field, they start getting picked off by the remaining Imperial troopers one by one. Han commands the pilot of one of the transports to come pick them up as their speeders have decided to stop working. The pilot is able to land near the speeders and is able to grab the remaining survivors. Han and Leia tell the remaining X-Wings to fire upon the shield generator. With the combined forces of the detonators and the X-Wing firepower, the shield generator gets destroyed. Lando sees that the Death Star shields are finally down and all remaining craft move towards the Death Star. Thrawn sees this and tells the Imperial fleet to move in closer and destroy as many ships as possible before they make it to the Death Star. However, it is too late as many of the small rebel ships, including the Millennium Falcon, have made their way through the Death Star. Lando and Wedge destroy the generators and the Death Star gets destroyed. Thrawn's forces have to retreat from the blast as they don't want their ships to be damaged by the wreckage. Thrawn, not hearing anything from the Emperor, assumes that he had died on the Death Star. This victory is short-lived for the rebels. Several casualties and many ships have been destroyed. The rebels leave the system before more ships get destroyed by the Imperial fleet. Admiral Akbar grabs the transports from the forest moon of Endor and blasts into hyperspace. So we took this fanfiction scenario down a different path, but similar to kind of what we see in the movies. I think that still the rebels would have destroyed the Death Star with or without Thrawn being there. Now that Thrawn being in command of the Imperial fleet, the rebels would have sustained more casualties as they would not be able to complete the battle and they are forced to retreat. With the Emperor dead, Thrawn would take control of the remaining Imperial forces to plan a full assault against the New Republic. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys would like to see in a part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next one.